Let's discover energies at work. Now, we're continuing the series of feeling, okay? Feeling energies around us in our bodies, how they come up through the intuition into our mind's eye. So I wanted to do at work or in leadership roles. So let's say you're a mom or a stay-at-home dad, and you have more leadership at home because you're always in charge of the kids. So what happens when your spouse comes in? How do the roles work there? Do you share, or are you always the leader when you're at home? Do you see what I'm going? So these are the two types I want you to reflect. This has to be in a time where you can really sit down and observe yourself. So let's take the feminine. I shaped it up this time in this video. I didn't start with the masculine. So taking care and in collaboration. You're working with others. You're trying to create harmony. Sometimes I get women who get frustrated because when they go in certain workplaces, this is sometimes a challenge. They said they want to work more with others, but sometimes they conflict with their boss who wants to do it just their way. It's more rigid. They just want to talk more or have more discussions together before they take decisions. So this is more in the feminine energy. Obviously, if you do it too much, it's always in the balance, people, but you're trying to more collect everybody's ideas. It's important that everybody feels good, that there's harmony in the team, and that's for sure. I remember in university, I had to do group work. Oh my God, I hated group work because, sorry, I got a bit of a cold. You'd always get along, and I wasn't always very good at expressing myself either. I didn't want to always open up of what I thought direction we should go. So see, I was afraid. I was too feminine here. I was too shy. I wasn't expressive. So I would let others, or I would do it on my own and then just give my section and be completely separate and just take action on my own. That's more masculine. So you would just observe what you did. I'm just giving you examples and ways of thinking about it so that you can identify for yourself what you do, who you are, okay? It's about becoming your own identity. And also if you're supporting others in your team, or you're just critical, it's good to feedback, but you don't, sometimes we forget to give positive feedback. You can't do wrong all the time. It's not possible. It's statistically not possible. So you have to focus on what people are doing well. I remember at school when I was a teacher, sometimes kids were not very good in their grades and they would have a hard time studying and so on. So I'd focus on something that they're doing great. And I said, look, you take good notes, but maybe you can use highlighters. So I would show them how if you just start studying things that are more important and not everything, and that would help their grades. You support them where you can get them back on to feel good about themselves so they can do better for a company, for your class, for your family. When you're in change and having an exchange with your family members, you can also be critical and tell the other what to do or take them down. That's not productive. That's definitely just masculine and just throwing at them. You got to bring in some feminine. What's going on? Talk. Try to find in the middle. Compromise. Feminine. See how to heal certain things. Again, that's all feminine. It's all in the balance of your dynamics of how you behave, okay? Now we're going to do the masculine. You focus on just taking charge. You make the decisions, you make them quickly, or you don't have to reflect. You're the boss, you do what you want, and you just focus on the results. Now, in this time in society, man, do we just focus on results. I remember there was some movie, I think it was The Holiday, and there was this older man that was in there, and he said, oh, we just produce movies and we just focus on the box office. And I thought, well, yeah, that's true. When do we see the art of something? I think it's coming back, though, Gen Z, and a lot of them are really bringing back old art, dancing to old songs and mixing them up. And so it's not always about results in life. Happiness is a result. Having less mental illness in a country or worldwide is a result. A population that is happy functions. I have so many unfunctioning people because they're unhappy. It's hard to be productive when at school or anywhere at work or even in your home and your family if you're unhappy. You're really running on empty, pushing yourself, trying to be the expectation of everybody because you don't know you. The more you know you, the better you can express to others what you need, your choices, to change your environment. That is how you manifest things. As you understand you more, you say it more what you want. and you push the reality to change. Sometimes people are shocked when you start speaking if you've never spoken, and that's normal. But, you have to find more words to express what's going on, to see where you're evolving to, because this is a good thing. So decision making and always taking charge, I was always in here too. Sometimes I could do this, but sometimes I'd be quick to say, well, we're going to do this, because if everybody's hesitating and I think I get impatient, I talked about that, then I'll take charge and I'll make a decision. Well, then I'm spilling over everybody. I'm not letting another creative ideas. Of course, you may say flow, you can move flow. Like, let's say let's get our ideas down. That's more feminine, but I'm taking charge and making them putting their ideas down. But I want the discourse, where I want the discussion to tell me what's going on in their minds, okay? So that's when you're balanced, you're going between the two. You're not just, I'm the boss and that's it. Sometimes it's also at home. Somebody always is sometimes more the boss of discipline. I'm not so great with discipline, I'm more of a talker. So there could be conflict sometimes with the partner says, no, that's enough manipulation. I think should happen. So that's more taking charge, All those things are fluid. Again, at home, you could be someone who takes leadership, but at work you don't, or vice versa. And that's okay. Like I said, you're observing, no judgment. Next one, let's go to social interaction. Now, I can tell you, I wasn't very social. I'm better now, but in the beginning, I was a kid that was really shy, really introvert. I have one or two friends. I know it sounds, now that I'm talking like this, I grew into this because I wanted more social interaction. The more I discovered myself, I saw those fears or the sides of myself where I was uncomfortable with in the feminine and masculine energy. So I'm going to show you some of my examples, but you guys can think some of yours as well. So do you gravitate toward being supportive, a good listener, and focusing on emotional connection? Now, I was so shy, I would just get one friend, and I would do all this, but I would be closed to other social situations. Or if I was going somewhere, girls do that a lot, we like to have a friend, okay? So we are connecting, but this, to go on our own and be social on our own, can be difficult. We could be insecure. That's okay, it's just to know why. What is it? It makes me feel how, like I'm what here? Am I too small? Am I uncomfortable? Insecure is not enough. You got to break it down. What kind of insecurity? How's your body feel? I would just go blank. I would just not know what to talk about. Like, I would not know what others would want to listen to or what subjects to bring on. So that really, I felt uncomfortable in being there. So you just look at you. What do you do? So I was a good listener, so a one-on-one, but if there's a crowd, I would felt overwhelmed because I was overly sensitive to too much discussion. That's okay too, just write it down. It's discovering what you do, and then in that, you can do smaller groups, get more comfortable slowly, and now I'm really good at it. Now, if you're more in the masculine, you tend to take the lead all the time in social situations. You decide where we go out, where we eat. It's always about your interaction where you speak the loudest. It's not about really asking how you doing or listening to their story. It's more about your stories or just fun. You don't want to talk about deep. I had friends like that. No, this is just fun. We don't talk anything about deep. So this is where this could be. Social situations where you're always organizing. There's always that person that's really good at organizing everything. And also that can't always be fun for that person, because they know that everything's going to be dumped on them. And again, they think, oh, I got to do it again. You're really good at it. But sometimes they'd like support. Somebody to come and say, hey, let's do teamwork. I know it's a lot for you. Let me help in. That's all feminine. And the person goes, oh, stress levels go down. There you go. Cortisol goes down. You see what I mean? When it's balanced, when you do it together, not all the time, just to support. And also the go-to person for the fun. You got that person, it could be the funny one or the good party one. Or, of course, that's not bad. It's just if you only rely on that person, why can't you always be the fun one? You could be dynamic. If not, why not? Is it you don't like those situations? And I'm not saying you have to do that. I still don't like huge parties. I'm never going to go to huge parties. It's not me. I like small stuff, small, social encouragement. I like to listen to what people's got to say. I like stories, obviously. That's why it's in my profession. But, what are you? And then getting comfortable in that. Do you feel balanced in yourself in that? I do. I have a small group. I feel balanced. I support. Sometimes I take the chart and I say, hey, you guys, we're going to go on vacation. We're going to go in this time together. As a girl, let's say a girl group trip. I take plans. I initiate it. It's your balance in your group, in yourself. And that creates more balance individual. Your body feels more balanced. Then your health kicks in because you're feeling balance up here. This influences everything in here, in this body. A lot of us, we keep pushing. We just put the head is in front and the body is way back here. It can't keep up, but we keep pulling it and pulling it and pulling it until it breaks down. You got to stop it. And society obviously doesn't help this. Now with AI, we're expected to go even more quickly. I mean, really? We're human. We don't do this. Why are we doing this? For work? More money? When is it enough? When we can just sit and go, who am I? What do I want to do? How can I make an impact in the world my way? How can I like me more? And then help others help love themselves more. A different kind of theme, people. And by discovering what we are and who we are, it changes us slowly at your pace, your flow, but being active, persistent in your own discovery. See, balance of feminine and negative, and not negative, sorry, bad word, and masculine and feminine energy, balancing together, yin and yang, whatever you want to call it. It's just going back and forth. Let me know in your comments what's going on. Take care, share, subscribe, like. See you soon.